Good evening, everyone. We're going to open the Inlands, Wetlands, and Watercourses Commission for the Town of Trumbull for November 6, 2025. I'm going to ask our clerk to do a roll call if she would.
Gerard,
Present.
John Loria,
Here.
Carmine DeFeo,
Here.
Rich Deacon,
Present.
David Verespi,
Present.
Greg Cernica,
Present.
Bob Ferrigno,
Present.
town staff Tatiana Solove,
Here.
Bill Maher,
Here.
John Mayer, Attorney Cordone.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Colleen. All right, I'm going to ask our town attorney to give us the legal aspect of doing a Zoom meeting, if you would, Counselor.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as is the practice of this commission, under Connecticut law, we are permitted to conduct our meetings over the internet and telephone. Tonight's meeting agenda was posted 24 hours in advance on the town website, along with any supporting application materials. There is one public hearing tonight, which is being continued, so there will not be public comment this evening. Tonight's meeting is being recorded, and I'd remind commissioners to please identify yourself prior to speaking for the benefit of those who might only be listening by telephone. Mr. Chairman, before I turn it over to you, Colleen or Tatiana, I see on application 2535, 101 Merritt Boulevard, I do not see someone representing them present.
I haven't heard from them. I'm not sure what their plan is.
I'm sorry, you said you got what from them?
I have not heard, so we sent them engineering comment letter. They have not responded to it, nor have they provided a planting plan requested by the commission. I'm not sure what they're doing.
They did have an engineer, I believe, represent them last. So I'm just wondering if one of you in the meantime could reach out to because we're reading it at a different time and day than we do.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe somebody just shoot them an email or a call offline and perhaps they will show. Thank you.
I'll email them now, Colleen.
Mr. Cordone, is that application automatically being continued?
I don't know. We're trying to reach out to them right now, Mr. Deacon.
All right, with that being said, we're going to open old business. Application 25-31, Henry Pan. Permit approval for change of grade, plantings and removal of debris within a regulated area at 207 Ashua Road.
Bill, can you bring in Henry Pan into the meeting, please?
Hello.
Evening, Mr. Pan. Would you give us your name and address, if you would, sir?
Henry Pan.
Address, sir?
207 Stashua Road.
All right. Did you have a statement or anything you wanted to put on the record?
So basically I did get an email from John Mayer that we were to update our planting plan. My wetlands scientist and the person in charge of updating the planting plan has not provided me with that, and they said that they should be able to give it to me end of next week. But I did not ask for a continuance because I thought that we would get it in time, but that totally went over my head. I would just like to ask if you guys have any further concerns that we could address before I have them finalize the planting plan.
Okay.
Through the chair.
Tatiana, go if you would. I just went off. I don't have video right now, so I'm working on getting it back on, so.
Okay. So the commission walked the site, and obviously there are a lot of tree removal and bare dirt disturbances and fill. So I did want to suggest that the water quality volume for entire site be part of the remediation plan, because the parking area has been expanded, though hasn't been paved, but the woods that used to treat the water running into the brook, they're gone, obviously. So the water quality has been significantly impacted, and it would be more than appropriate to treat it to improve the water quality. Also, the plans do not show the watercourse. So I think it kind of skews the clarity. It might be really beneficial for the commission to see the watercourse on the side and on the back of the property, and also update the wetlands regulated area.
You're talking about that looks to be like a river almost.
Yeah, watercourse, yep.
Okay. Um, I mean that I don't believe that stays wet all the time. It's just that we're in a rainy season, and that happens to be the low spot. I would say it stays dry 11 out of the 12 months, pretty much.
It may be considered an intermittent water course, in which case
Okay,
it would need to be identified and flagged.
understood. Okay,
It's not just something that can be filled in.
understood. Understood.
Um, So I think those are the two major items that I wanted to bring up. Also, I think Jim McManus covered the updated wetland boundary. Obviously, there was a big discrepancy. So I just wanted to see if the commission is accepting that discrepancy, or what is your take on that?
Okay, unfortunately, as I told you, I lost video for a moment there, so I missed some of you, but
Tatiana?
somebody was asking for
Yeah,
Tatiana.
this is John. I'm sorry. Through the chair, Richard. I was asking
ahead,
Tatiana
John.
if she would take the call and show on the map the differences.
Okay. What are we
Oh,
doing as far as the topography, Tatiana? Because it looks like there was quite a bit of soil brought in. And when you look at the maps from 2023 to present, big difference. So has the engineer been able to explain that to you?
So they have provided a plan. It's called earthwork plan. It should have been part of your original package from last month. And it's not very clear, but we just actually looked at it again with Bill. It looks like the contours that are in boxes, the labels that are in squares, they represent the current topography. Does everyone
You want
have
me to
it?
share my screen?
I think
That
that
would
would
be
If you
great.
would, Bill. Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what Tatiana was mentioning was the contours with the square around them are the current. The ones without the square were the previous topography. There's also spot elevations here that are squared, with a rectangle around it.
Yes, and there is also a note on the right-hand side. The engineer estimates that the volume of fill is about 1,200 cubic yards.
Yep.
Has the source of the fill been identified?
Yeah, Tatiana, that's a good point, because when we were looking, we noticed that there was different construction debris and stuff in the soil. So That's definitely a question, Mr. Pan, we'd like to have answered.
So this soil came from nearby construction during that Monroe rainstorm. All the soil came from Monroe, and at that time it was very sloppy from all that mudslide. Now it since has dried out.
So that material came from a landslide situation or a mud flow situation where, do you know where in Monroe?
Not exactly where in Monroe. We just know that we
Were
were being told.
houses, the question with that is there were houses that were affected in that, structures that were destroyed. There was a lot of
Yes.
stuff that got washed down, and it may or may not contain contaminated material, and now it's on your property.
Well, there's no like sort of wood or chunks of like large chunks of concrete or people's foundation buried in there. It was all just stone and mud.
To your knowledge.
Well, I was the one spreading it, so we know that there was nothing that is like, of nobody decided to bring their broken home to my yard and just dumped it.
How about their contaminated soil? Could you see that?
No, we could not see that.
Mr. Chairman, yes, it's Bob. How can you tell looking at the soil it's contaminated?
You
Mr.
can't.
Pan,
You
but
can't.
how can you tell visually? That
Well, I
the
just
soil-
know that there was no, I'm just saying that we know that there was no debris, like garbage in there.
We're asking for contamination. And the question is, can
cannot
you
tell that.
visibly? You can't tell that, correct?
No.
Thank you.
Tatiana, where do we stand on number of trees that were cut down? Did the
Their
engineer
plan,
give you a count?
yeah, their plan estimates, it was one of the notes. I think they estimated about 50. Give me 1 second, it was somewhere.
Because when you and I walked it, I didn't see any trees marked if they wanted any other ones in the future, so.
I saw it somewhere, I can't find it right now, but the black dots on the earthwork plan that Bill was sharing a second ago, they were estimated possible tree cut locations. Obviously, it used to be wooded, just completely wooded front of the property. There was just a narrow driveway on the right hand side if you're looking at the house, and it's all been clear cut in the front and the back.
All right, so as it stands right now, we need the tree count, we need to get the soil scientists in there. I think it's gonna have to be continued. Where do we stand, Colleen, as far as timeline on this?
I'd have to look into that, Richard. I don't have that in front of me.
All right,
Well, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
yes,
Yeah, Mr. Pan, if you could just consent to an extension of time to continue this application to our December 2nd meeting and to waive any statutory time requirements, then we can continue this matter.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, sir.
All
Besides
right.
the updated planting plan, and what tasks do we, or what things, additional things are we requesting from the applicant?
Okay, what you just mentioned, the planting plan, the number of trees that were cut. If a little more clarity on where the soil came from. Because as I said, when I was walking the property, I could see different construction materials that were in it, and that they were at the surface, so it's always something you worry about. Gonna open it to the rest of the commission.
Yes.
Through the
Questions?
chair,
Well, right now I saw John's hand go up, so go
Yeah,
ahead.
we talked about the intermittent water course also being mapped.
And the water quality volume to be treated as part of the remediation plan.
Who would determine that, Tatiana?
That would be an engineer.
Would that be you or would,
Oh, no,
No.
applicant's engineer. We would review their design, yeah.
okay, and they know what the criteria is? Number of trees cut, depending on what they have to do?
Yes,
I'm
they
just
can
questioning.
compare, yeah, curve numbers
Okay.
from wooded area to clear
Okay.
cut and, yeah,
Okay, there's a way of doing it. Thank you.
yeah.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
Is there going to be a revised planting plan, or are we keeping the original?
There will be a
Oh, I-
revised planting plan. It is in the works.
Okay, and is there going to be perhaps, Mr. Chairman, you could tell me here, are we going to have some type of delineation for wetland limit lines?
And Tatiana, didn't we ask for a soil scientist on flagging this?
Right, so,
So
there
that
was
should be
an
done.
original flagging from 2011 by someone, and then a more recent 2024 flagging by applicant's current soil scientist. There is a large discrepancy. So if the commission is accepting that discrepancy, that would be a new limit line. If you guys have a plan in front of you, that's the partial topography survey. Otherwise, it should be investigated by, I suppose, a third party.
What would you recommend?
We talked about this earlier, Todd, and I think we need the third party because we went through this years ago with Hidden Pond. We had 3 soil scientists, all came up with different thoughts. So
If I could speak.
go ahead, Mr. Pan.
So before we had Jim McManus come out, we had Otto Thiel come out to mark the wetlands again with flags. Some of those flags still remain, and that was marked in 2023, about 2 months after we had purchased the property. The flags that are marked by Otto Thiel in 2023, which were only the front left section, he did not do any markings further back. Those flags match with what Jim McManus's flags, relatively within 5 to 10 feet, some discrepancy. And when Jim McManus was out, he did see those flags, a few of them. They were not well put on or whatever, so a couple of them have flown away and they were missing some numbers and orders, but relatively was close to what Jim had flagged a year later. The reason we didn't go with Otto Thiel is because we did pay him some money to do the work, but we couldn't get a hold of him to finish the work and provide us a report to move forward. So we therefore had to hire Jim.
Okay, do you feel what Jim's done is it's complete? Because when we were out there looking, I didn't see everything
Well,
for
that was
flags.
that was partially my fault because I didn't realize that you guys were coming out and didn't schedule Jim in time to mark all the delineations again.
All right, well, obviously we'll walk this again. Can you make sure he does this for us? And the other thing, we were at the neighbor's property. I guess it was recently sold. Can you also give us a marker as to your boundaries between the 2 properties? Because right now it looks on his garage, he put gravel and it looks like some of that gravel is going into the intermittent water course. And I don't know if that's his property or if that's your property. So it was a little confusing.
The
Is we-
issue with that, I'm sorry to interrupt. The issue with that is we have staked that out 3 times already, and after a meeting I had my surveyor come out the following day to stake it out. And every single time we stake it out, they have it removed.
But as I understand it, the house has been sold. The
I
former-
understand, yeah.
So
So
they asked you to do it again, but it
Of
makes it
course,
very
no problem.
difficult. When
I know
we're
it does.
trying to-
I did send some pictures, I believe, to John, Mayor, and Tatiana of me pulling a string from that original point that was staked out, showing that it appears that they have crossed maybe a couple of inches, 6, 7 inches over the property line from their point that was staked out by our surveyors.
Well, if you have a new neighbor coming in, I think you'd want to establish your
Of course.
boundaries and let them know. So if you can do that as part of what we're asking, in addition to the planting plan, the water quality, things like that.
Okay.
Other comments, questions from the commission?
Through the
Go
chair.
ahead, David. Well, I see
Oh.
David. Go ahead, and then we'll come to you, Carmine.
Given the history of this property, I think it would be appropriate to create some sort of permanent demarcation along the wetlands boundary, whether it would be with boulders or the placards to prevent any future incursions into the wetlands themselves, and to sort of create a limit of the landscape and the filling and whatnot that's, establishes the clear limit, and this is it.
The issue, David, is as you look at the neighbors, they actually have a bridge that crosses over this intermittent water course. What I'm wondering on the boundary between Mr. Pans and his neighbors, how, if any of that water course goes over to the neighbors. If it doesn't, then if we could flag it and then we'll
Right, but
stake it and
certainly,
we'll put our markers on it.
but certainly on Mr. Pan's side, between the house and the wetlands, we can certainly demarcate that area.
All right. As I looked, it almost looks like that garage is virtually almost right next to his property, but without markers, I couldn't tell. So, all right,
Through the
Carmine?
chair.
When I was out there, I noticed 2 different colored wetland flags. Which one is the red one and which one is the blue one as far as the time frame?
So the pink and blue ones are the Jim McManus's 2024 wetlands flags. The pink/red singular ribbons are the 2023 wetlands flag from Otto Thiel. At this moment there are maybe 2 or 3 left in that field.
Are there any flags from 2011 flagging?
All those flags during Jim McManus's flagging was removed, and that was in yellow. But there were very few of them. I think I walked the site with them, maybe 2 or 3 throughout the whole entire property were left. But there are still quite a few in the front side where Otto Thiel had marked in 2023.
All right, Rich, you had a question?
Yes, I believe a portion of this is directly adjacent to town property, correct?
Yes, it's most of the back property line is against the golf course and the public pool.
Okay, is that area within, I don't have the map in front of me right now, is that area is within the 100-foot setback?
What do you mean by 100-foot setback?
Like when we're talking about delineating the wetland limit lines with monuments or placards, will any of that be along the border with the town? Because that town property is unique. It's operated by an enterprise fund.
Mm-hmm. I believe in the back right corner of the property is a large corner. Most of the back is actually wetlands, and there's like that, like you said, that intermittent water course that runs through the back side of the property. I would say, without actually measuring it, it would be pretty close to 100 feet through on the left back corner. On the right back corner, I would say that would be touching the property line.
Okay, 'cause that property line, again, that golf course is, I don't know how it works since it's run by an enterprise fund as opposed to the town. I'm not sure in terms of maintenance.
I'm not sure either.
I don't know if Mr. Moore knows, or Tatiana, I'm not sure how that works, but
It's all maintained by the enterprise fund, not maintained by the town.
okay, so there's not a question of access then.
No.
Okay, that's all then. Thank you.
All right, Bob, you had a question?
Yes, Tatiana mentioned a couple of things, Mr. Chairman, water quality and also water flow. Can she expand on that a little bit for the commission?
I have asked that the water quality be treated as part of the remediation plan because the water flow also has increased. It used to be all woods, which obviously slows down any runoff, and now it's an open area. So it just kind of sheets flow faster, and there is no treatment. There is a lot of heavy machinery, construction debris, obviously regular passenger vehicles, and it's all going right into this water course.
What do you recommend, Tatiana, to address that?
Other they treat the water quality volume for the site. And that engineer can do it. It's some sort of drainage infrastructure should be created before any runoff gets to the watercourse or wetlands.
How about the water flow itself? Any recommendations there?
It will be part of the water quality volume. They don't need to reduce for the 25-year storm. I don't think that's a candidate for the site unless they are increasing their driveway and etc. But water quality should really cover it.
Should this be part of our mandate to Mr. Penn?
That would be my recommendation to the commission. Yep.
Thank you.
Is the water quality something that could be handled through a rain garden as opposed to structures?
Of course.
So are
Through the
your
chair.
thoughts, David, to have that incorporated in the planting plan?
I think it would be, I always think it's more beneficial to have a rain garden handle the water quality, because then it's sort of there and it's doing its job as opposed to an underground structure has to be maintained over time. This, you just sort of keep it clean and it does its job.
Could I ask what is a rain garden? Could you emphasize more on
A
what
rain
that is?
garden is a depressed area. You sort of create a shallow basin, and it's planted with native plants. It's sized to accommodate a certain volume of water, and the water is directed into that, and it sits on the surface like a big puddle, and then it goes down naturally over time, and it treats the water, as opposed to putting in, engineered drainage structures like Cultex or concrete galleries, which would receive a certain volume of water and then allow it to infiltrate into the ground.
Okay. Understood. Okay. I don't disagree with the rain garden. I do prefer the rain garden. I do wish to have some sort of lower spot to collect water, and I think that would be a good look to the property.
Any other comments, questions from the commission?
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Carmine.
Since we don't know the quality of this soil, should we request a test for contaminations? I understand the debris and everything, but I'm more concerned about chemicals and whatnot.
Bill, what are your thoughts on it, Miss?
If you don't know where the soil came from, I think it wouldn't hurt.
Because we've encountered that recently, and you know what application I'm talking about. So,
To the chair? If that,
yes,
you know,
Mr. Penn.
to the chair, Richard?
Yes. Go ahead.
If we know the washout was in Monroe, if it was on residential property, then we probably assume it doesn't have any contaminants, but I don't. Could we ask the question of where it even came from first before we have to go through all this testing?
We did.
Is it residential?
He did not know exactly from where in Monroe it came from. And there were
We
road
did know
washouts.
that it was residential washout from people's property, like houses.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, your commission is tasked with protecting the wetlands, and I think unless there's a reasonable basis for requiring testing, you're going to set a situation where every property we're going to begin going down a road that we don't normally do. In the other applications, there was compelling reasons for the testing. So unless that's the case here, I think the commission might want to just consider what Mr. Loria is stating.
All right. Thank you, Counselor.
No problem.
All right. Any other thoughts before we move? All right, Greg, I need a motion for continuance to December 2nd.
I make a motion for application 2531, a permit approval for change of grade, plantings, and removal of debris within a regulated area at 207 Tashwell Road, where the applicant has requested a continuation until December 2nd, the next meeting.
All right, seconded by?
I'll second.
Okay, seconded by Carmine, all in favor? Okay, that's
Aye.
unanimous.
I
There you go. All right, thank you, Mr. Pan.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
We'll see you on the next one.
Application 25-34, Suzanne Tyler. Permit approval for an addition, deck, shed, pool, and removal of 6 trees within a regulated area at 38 Clover Hill Road.
Bill, could you bring in Suzanne into the?
Yeah, the applicant needs to accept the invitation to join the webinar.
Yeah, she just declined mine. I don't know if it was. No.
Oh, she's on, so. Okay, are you with us, Ms. Tyler? Right now, your video is off.
Yes.
Okay, if you'd introduce yourself and give us your address, please.
I am Suzanne Tyler, 38 Clover Hill Road.
All right, any comments or statements you wish to make?
Well, I thought that Manny Silva was attending the meeting and he was going to speak about all the things. Is he not here?
I sent him an email. Do you have his cell?
I do have his cell. And he emailed me today and was here today. But let me find it.
Tatiana, is there anything we really need from Manny on this? As we talked earlier, it looks like it's
Well,
pretty
let
cut
me
and
get
dry.
let me get his cell because the next application is also his. I'll call him.
It's 203-209-4806.
Thank you. And I think the only outstanding item
He's
was.
out. He's actually in the audience now.
Oh, there we go.
So I could pop out and let him in because I think he's got all my answers.
All right. So far, this has been a night of anticipation. Wow.
Sorry, guys, I thought I read in the agenda it was at 7.
Normally it is, but this meeting and our next one, next week, are both are at 6. Normally they are at 7.
Okay,
So-
sorry about that. So we're doing Suzanne's
Yes, yes.
application here. So Clover Hill.
Tatiana, did you have any comments or anything you needed from Manny on this?
I think Manny was maybe working on the planting plan with someone. I'm not sure, that's a question for both him and the applicant.
Yeah, so Bill Kenny was engaged to do a planting plan, which is he's the person that flagged the wetlands and also a licensed landscape architect.
Yep.
I was hoping to have that already today, but I guess he hasn't been able to put it together for the meeting today. But I'm sure we'll get it to you or staff soon, along with the one I think for 101 Merritt Boulevard. So again, I missed anything that happened beforehand, but we presented the application. We had the site walk. It's in addition where a deck is right now, and then an addition of a deck past that new addition. And then sometime in the future, the applicant would like a pool, above ground pool in the backyard, along with a small shed here in this area. And then with this application, we are requesting the removal of some trees that were out there in the back, and you also asked us in the application that we add the fence, that was the dog fence that was added there in the back in the application, and that we also revised the application to have the owner is the applicant and not me as the applicant, and signing it so that it's more clear. The owner is the owner, and she's also, and hopefully staff got that revision.
Do you have a tree count? That would have to be reflected on your planting plan, as to what you're doing there.
Okay.
I believe in 6 of Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, I'm asking. He said when we went out, it was 6. I don't know if anything has increased or changed.
No, it's the same ones that we had marked out there are the ones that are going to be taken down. There's no additional, or we haven't changed the number. Again, when we were out there, you could see where this line was flagged. There was a couple of flags on the fencing and in the middle of the backyard there, and you could see that the property is a manicured lawn. It seems to be been that way for a very long time. And I think the applicant just wants to kind of legalize everything going on, and also the addition that they're requesting. And then we should have, like I said, we should have some a comprehensive planting plan that we could submit to staff from Bill Kenny. And like I said, I was hoping he would have it for today's meeting, but that's not the case.
Tatiana, we don't, not having the planting plan, that usually triggers a continuance. Would you feel comfortable doing a conditional on this? With you and David reviewing it and you approving it? Or do you
Sure,
think?
if David is willing to help, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, I'm willing to review it. I'm in the middle of a move, so my schedule's a little all over the place, but
If the commission would be okay on that, then we could make that a condition of approval. Let me go to the commission now. Any questions, thoughts on this?
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Carmine.
the generator, is that a permanent generator or is it just a portable one like I see underneath the deck?
I'd have I think Susan could probably answer that better than I can. I assume it's going to be a standby permanent one, but she can answer.
Yes, standby permanent.
All right.
Is that going to be a gas or propane?
Natural gas?
Natural gas. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, any other commissioners?
Through the chair, again,
Go
this is
ahead.
Carmine. The proposed pool, I know it's an if in the future type thing, but would you know where you're going to be putting the filtration equipment?
No. Do you have any recommendations?
I would think what we'd have to do on this, Carmine, is if the applicant chooses to move ahead on this, she'd have to come back, not to the commission, but to our town engineer or Tatiana to have guidance as far as where they would be putting the equipment and the necessary regulations with it.
Right,
We
there's
always get.
just to let the applicant know, there's a whole section in our regulations as far as swimming pools that you should refer to.
Will do. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with that it probably wouldn't have to come back as a full application, but just agent approval type, but we should have on record where the equipment is being located.
And what guidelines they would have to follow, so.
Right.
The chair.
I believe that was Rich, go ahead.
Thank you. Just a couple of points. I know many times in the past, for complete pool drainage, we've required either the pool water be trucked off site or extensive use of deep dry wells as required in a number of conditions. The other question was about we were just told that there was a gas line that was going to be through natural gas. There is an existing gas line in that area, or would that require extensive excavation?
There's not an existing gas line in that area.
Okay, so there would be a tremendous amount of excavation
Well,
needed.
there's gas in the home on that end of the house, but
So she would need to put a gas line from the house to the generator.
Right,
This would
and
be
that's not a big deal.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so that's just a question of attaching a nozzle. There's not going to be any additional excavation in that area.
No, it'll be a gas line that'll be running from the house to the generator. There may be some minor trenching just to put it in below grade before instead of being above grade. But
Okay.
it'll be like a 1/2 inch line that's buried underneath the topsoil.
Okay. And again, the applicant knows that while the commission welcomes pool applications, there are some conditions that are intended to maximize safety.
Could we say that the pool equipment shall be located no closer to the wetlands than the furthest point of the pool?
I think what we would do is a condition of approval would be that she'd have to come back to Tatiana. And Tatiana would guide her on that, and also she would then agree to the guidelines for having the pool. So, and as we said, that would then be an administrative approval rather than, having the applicant come back to us. I don't think it would be necessary. So again, this is in the future, so who knows?
So there's no pending pool application at this
No.
time. This is all
No.
okay.
So
Do we traditionally have those as agent approval for a pool that's in the in the 100-foot setback? I don't remember it going directly to agent approval, but if that's the way we want to.
Well, the issue is, Rich, it's showing on the plan as a future. So we know the location, we know where it's going to be. And then at that point, if they follow through, then we would have Tatiana review where the equipment's going to be and also go over the things that you had outlined before too, for the discharge and all of that, so. All
Okay.
right. Any other comments, questions from the commission?
Through the chair, I just want for Rich, you commented about dry well and backwashing and so forth. That's part of the statements for the pool that we have, pool water backwash into a dry well. You can't just dump the whole pool. It's got to be trucked off site. That's what you're talking about. That's already there.
Right.
Okay, that's perfect then. Thank you.
All right. Any other comments, questions from the commission?
Yeah, I have a question still about the pool.
John?
And I see the pool is on the application. And I think last time we were talking about being an above ground pool.
Yes.
Is it an above ground pool?
Yes, John.
Okay, so I think tonight we should make sure that we approve an above ground pool. Okay. That's all.
All right. Tatiana, Bill, any other comments before we move to
No
the
further
next
comment.
application?
Not for me.
Okay, we're good?
You're good.
Yep.
All right. Well, we've got the application in front of us. Greg, can I get a motion to approve as submitted with the following conditions?
Sure. I'd like to make a motion to approve application 2534, a permit approval for the addition of a deck, shed, pool, and removal of 6 trees within a regulated area at 38 Clover Hill Road, in accordance to the following conditions from the Town of Trumbull Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission, Section 1, General Conditions 1.1 to 1.10. And then site-specific conditions, an updated planting plan with the location of 6 trees being removed needs to be submitted to the engineering department for their approval. And that would be 3.1, an additional condition, and 3.2 would be applicant to return to the submit to the engineering department the location of pool equipment if as part of the plan, and understand that conditions 2.14, 2.15, 2.16, 2.17 need to be followed for pools. Again, for the engineering, needs to be submitted to the engineering department for their review and approval.
And this is all, Mr. Cerniga, this is all for above ground pools only, correct?
For an above ground pool.
You did not mention that.
I'm sorry. So that would be for an above ground pool, and I would say also for the planting plan where the pool is identified, maybe that designation of an above ground pool probably should be itemized there or documented there.
That's a good idea. I'll second Mr. Cernica's motion.
All right, and any other comments? Anything we missed? We're good? Okay, the motion's out there. It's been seconded by Rich. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, it's unanimous. Very good. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move to application 25-35. Imag LLC. It's an Anatoly Gurvich. It's a permit approval for additional 24 paid parking spaces within a regulated area at 101 Merritt Boulevard. Now, I know we're missing some things on this, but I will have Mr. Silva, if you can introduce yourself.
Good evening again. This is Manny Silva from Rostizo & Company, 35 Brentwood Avenue, Fairfield, Connecticut. Again, the applicant has engaged Bill Kenny to do a planting plan. The site is itself had some it's an addition of some parking where there's an upland review area where right now it's kind of a lawn near some chillers. and there was an area behind the WPCA's pump station, or the sewer department's pump station, the town sewer department, where there was a extensive amount of trees cut. We had them counted and inventoried, but I think this application should be tabled until we have Bill Kenny's full report and plan, and so that we can so the commission can be comfortable with the mitigation measures that were put in place. We had the site walk. It was approximately somewhere around 40 trees behind the pump station that were removed. They were all smaller gauge trees. Majority of them were tree of heaven. Some were black cherry, and there was extensive beaver activity too. But the like I said, we'll have a plan submitted to the commission that has those trees inventoried. We already have that plan, but I'd like to attach it with Bill Kenny's proposed mitigation.
Okay, and that plan would show how you intend to stabilize that area now that all those trees have been removed?
That's correct, Chairman.
All right. Tatiana, comments? I guess she has left.
Through the
Bill,
chair,
I
yes,
know-
she did. She stepped
Okay,
away.
I know John was handling this too. Do you have any comments that she's asked to be made or anything?
John isn't here.
No, I know
There
John's
was-
on vacation, but I'm saying,
So there was some comments, Manny, that engineering comments that need to be answered.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
We've gone through I think one round of them. So the last round just came through, and there's somewhat minor, so we'll take care of it.
All right.
okay, so that will be. All right, so seeing you're representing the applicant, you would be all right to give approval for a continuance to the December 2nd meeting?
Yeah, we'll give an extension of time, and then I should get I'll get a letter that he signs and submits for the
right.
extension of another 60 days.
All right, for the commission.
Mr.
Are there any-
Silver, you are authorized to consent to the additional time tonight, correct?
Well, yeah, I'm not, well, he's not, unless he's here, and he can speak to himself, speak to it himself.
Well, as
He's
as
no
yeah,
longer- he's not, he's not still
here
in
this evening.
Russia?
I don't know if
Mr.
he's still in
Silva.
Russia. He was last time.
Okay, yeah, when we did the walk, that's what you said. He was away in Russia at the time,
Correct.
so.
Correct. So what I'll do is I will get submitted by the end of tomorrow a letter stating that he could extend the time from him.
Is that satisfactory, Attorney Cordone?
Yeah, Mr. Silva, I just want, you're his representative, and we can rely on your representation as his representative that he's granting an extension of time to the December meeting.
That's correct.
Thank you, sir.
All right, is there anything else that the commission would like to see for the December 2nd meeting?
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Carmine.
I have concerns with water table. Not so much where the parking spots would be, but that there's a drainage ditch that's between the water and the proposed parking spots, and I'm concerned whether or not that would be dry at times. I'm just wondering if we can get a test pit to see, where the water table is.
Is that something you can do for us, Mr. Silva?
Yes, we can do some test bits, but as the commissioners that were at the site walk and anyone else who went there, the extensive beaver activity has caused a flooding situation out there. So the water table might be temporarily higher at this right now because of them. And unless something happens, something should be done to mitigate that situation, because it's only going to get worse if the beavers are allowed to continue with their activities out there.
Okay, but as it stands right now, they're still doing what beavers do, and there's nothing in the application asking for any work to be done to mitigate this.
Correct.
So,
So what I'll do the test pit as requested. I just wanted to kind of preface that the level we've been working in this Merritt Boulevard area for some years now. We got that approval. We did that approval for the daycare that's there today. And just from the last time we were out here to now, that water level raised quite a bit due to that beaver activity. So I just wanted to have the commission aware.
all right, I'm gonna, Bill, I'm not being facetious now. Have you ever encountered this? Because when I looked at that and I did the walk, that was my concern, is this is going to steadily just keep coming up, and eventually is it going to be going over the area where the proposed parking lot is? So is there a way of, I don't know, I mean, you don't want to go out and harm the poor things, but they're doing what they're doing.
So they have done significant changes to the water table over there in the past few months. I don't know what the situation is there now, but I mean, if you walk behind our pump station over there, it was amazing to see what the beavers did.
Right.
And
Sure.
and the water and the surface, the level of the water just kept on rising. I have a pump station very close by too. Also, I have two pump stations over there, and there was a little concern.
I don't know.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Bill, would there, I don't know, to wall off the area to maintain, keep the, I don't know. I mean,
So
it's something when I looked at that,
it's-
I just said, no.
The beavers they need to be controlled, and it's very hard to do.
So in the past, Manny Silva, again, sorry to interrupt. So in the past, that we'd have to get someone from wildlife to trap them and then relocate them and then breach the dam where they created basically so they've created a dam down in this area. There's a watercourse that comes through here, I believe, and they've created a dam here somewhere in this area. And like Mr. Maurer has said, this area now is starting to flood towards your pump station that you have here, a smaller one. And then as you saw on the site walk, the beaver was swimming right up through a canal that he flooded out already. And that's going to be heading towards this pump station here also. So we'll have to have some, I don't know if we'll have to coordinate with the town and some wildlife people to, probably trap them and then relocate them. And then we'll have to have the town and maybe this commission give us approval to breach the dam that they've created, because they have a dam here and I think their den is somewhere in this area, right in here.
While we have this
All right,
map up, through the chair,
Go ahead, John.
I was on site today, but I didn't find this pump station where these trees were cut down behind it. Could you identify where that is now?
Yeah. So
In reference to where we're putting the additional parking spots in as a reference.
so
No,
when you
it's
pull into
way
this,
away- no.
when you pull into the
Right.
site here, the additional parking will be behind this building.
Yeah, I
correct?
was
Yeah.
there.
Yep. So if you just go down the street, here's the daycare center that we did maybe a couple, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now. But if you go down here, there it is right there.
Okay. I did not look behind that because I didn't know where to look. Okay, thank you. You answered my question. I've been confused up till now. Thank you.
Yeah, but there is another one.
Where the flooding is, there's another. I didn't think it was a pump station. I thought it may be air conditioning or something like that. But I saw two tree stumps over there, but not 50 of them. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I know David has a comment, and maybe you've encountered this in your experience, David.
In the past, Manny's right. You have to get in touch with Sometimes DEP will handle it if it's close to state property, and it's affecting state property, or wildlife comes through and they actually remove the beavers and trap and relocate them. So that's how that would have to get done. I had a question at the last meeting. The upper parking lot area is being used for truck storage, and whether that was an approved use in that lot or not, but that's certainly a different use than a standard car parking lot. And should there be any upgrades to the drainage in that parking lot to accommodate an intensification of use, whether it's a grease separator or a vortex unit or something that helps, treat the water quality coming off of that?
Manny Silva again. The approval has not been, this is a first stop towards that approval, which would be a special permit approval for the truck storage on that site. And I anticipate with that engineering or someone would require some kind of oil or grit separator to modify the existing drainage system there, which is right now is just catch basins that connect to a culvert, and it goes straight out into the into this drainage area here. There's a large pipe that bisects the property here that drains the whole the road on Merritt Boulevard and things of that nature. And then there's another one that comes through underneath this daycare parking lot and discharges here. So right now it's a system that just goes right into that large culvert and then out into the wetlands. And I anticipate that we would be required to do best engineering management practices and control that water quality volume for that area.
So this approval does not constitute an approval for the truck storage.
No, this is just an approval for additional vehicle parking within the upland review area to supplement the spaces lost due to the conversion of regular parking to trailer parking. So you're basically just approving or considering the impact of those additional spaces here off to the end of this parking lot, right here, actually this area here, where it's just grass, where it was grass historically. We're just adding some spaces here. The special permit application for this is planning and zoning that will approve that if they would approve it or not. And then like I said, I know that because it's a special permit application and it's a change of use that would require at least the water quality volume to be taken care of, if not some additional controls.
So would it be correct? Based on what you just said, it's correct in saying that the application that we're reviewing for expanded parking is necessitated by the owner's desire to convert this parking lot into truck storage.
That's correct. By converting it to truck storage, he is underparked for the general office use and needs the additional spaces to be compliant for his general office use, which is in the building.
Has he sought a variance as a relief from the parking code, parking regulations, to see if he can get by without this additional parking?
He hasn't gone that route. He was advised to see if he could find some spaces get some spaces on property somehow, one way or another. And the reason he cut the trees behind the pump station is he thought he could put parking back there, but he was extremely ill advised to do that. I don't know who advised him. He probably just did it on his own, thinking he could just add some spaces back there, which is also on his property. But after speaking with staff at planning and zoning and other departments, it was thought that his best bet was, or least path of resistance would have been to get a permit to add the spaces that he's short now here, and then go for the special permit.
How many spaces is he short
for the truck storage?
How many spaces is he short?
I believe it's I don't have
They're
that.
asking for 24, right?
Correct. Yeah, so it's 24 spaces that is short.
Is the building fully occupied?
It is not, and that's one of the reasons why he was so he's having trouble getting office tenants and needs to be able to basically pay his expenses and things of that nature. So since he doesn't have a fully leased building, he had to find some revenue sources, and there was a need for trailer parking because I guess they don't allow them in Walmarts or things of that nature anymore. So he had an opportunity to restripe the parking lot, thinking he could just restripe it and not have to go to the town for anything. And he restriped it and leased the spaces to operators, basically independent operators that have trailers. They park their trailers there and they drive their cars home.
Is there an opportunity to restripe the existing parking lot to accommodate a percentage of those spaces that he's losing?
So we looked at everywhere that we could try to get additional parking, like around here on the edge, and even anywhere other other on the other pieces of property he has here. And the only way we can get the 24 spaces was to eliminate some of these trailer spaces, and he feels that it's essential that he has those trailer spaces to make his business work, and so that's why we're here in front of you to try to get the spaces here near this air handler unit, and then basically extend this row of parking to the air handler unit and have basically 2 rows of parking here. We don't again, because he's having trouble leasing the space. He really doesn't need the spaces physically, right? He doesn't need them for his business. It's not like the parking lot's full. His tenants don't really use the parking lot right now is underutilized. So it's just basically to be compliant with zoning. Otherwise, he will be in violation of the in zoning for not having enough parking spaces for the space he has in the building.
Through the chair. Or go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have worked on projects like this in the past where we've set aside areas where we could do parking in the future if required, where they would be built out. So it's a paper approval to have parking in a certain area. And majority of these projects have never had to use those spaces.
Correct. We call that deferred spaces, right? In other towns.
Right. Deferred space.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the client would love to do that, if that's an option to him.
Bill, can they do 8.5 foot wide spaces? Or do they have to be 9?
9. That's
To be a
code.
compliant parking space, it has to be 9, but there is some for
Compact
some-
cars.
yeah,
Like compact car
parking.
spaces
Yeah.
and stuff like that, where they could restripe the lot to include some compact car spaces or something like that, or
Yep.
It's not wetlands.
For me, I'm looking at this application and saying, okay, I understand what the client is trying to do, and wants to add parking in additional impervious area in the 100-foot setback for additional parking in a parking lot that's underutilized, just to meet the zoning code, where it seems a more appropriate action would be to either apply for deferred parking or go and get a ZBA variance for reduced parking count based on the fact that historically this parking lot is underutilized.
Mr. Chairman, if I may.
I was just going to go to you, Attorney Cordone. Go ahead.
So, Mr. Varespi, Commissioner Varespi, your questions are, of course, very insightful and make a good point. As Commissioner Deacon can tell you, they just approved an additional use in this property last month, so it is being leased up. This is also the result of a violation. I believe he cut down some trees in that area, which Mr. Maurer can speak to. So I think what's before this commission is approving these spots in this location. And I think that your points are well taken, and perhaps it goes in those directions. Perhaps it is deferred. But at this point, I think what is before us is, can he park or put the additional parking in that place with respect to the wetlands?
My thoughts are the other option is to pull the application and proceed, as David said, go to see if ZBA, or if planning and zone would do that, then that would eliminate the issue of going near the wetlands there. But that's going to have to be something that he discusses with his client. Right now, as you said, this is what we have in front of us.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Rich.
Thank you. There are a couple options other than wetlands that the applicant could take. Obviously, the ZBA could issue a variance. There's also the option of approaching P&Z directly and applying for a change of regulation in which the zoning regulations and their specific parking requirements could be reduced across all IL2 zones or industrial zones. It seems, as Mr. Verespi said, incongruous to remove grass, remove green space, and increase parking when it's specifically saying it's being underutilized. You're looking at the bottom, what's currently on the screen here, and there's a decent amount of these long truck parking spaces. And first of all, I'd be curious what we could do with planning and zoning to allow these trucks to park in multiple spots at once while keeping the original spaces there. But furthermore, there's another issue, which is the violation. And again, that wetland is extremely close to the pump station is a separate issue, but it's extremely close to where the excuse me, where the new parking is being proposed. And again, it comes back to there are other options that probably would actually be significantly cheaper for the applicant instead of construction and maintenance of additional spots, simply maintaining the ones he already has and getting that approval. And again, I can't speak for the ZBA. And again, if it were to come to planning and zoning, it would apply to that change would apply to all industrial zones. But as it stands, there's two significant issues here. We're trying to give them a cheaper alternative, but again, there's the issue of the violation. And there's, this property, well, at first glance seems very simple and no one wants to stop businesses from expanding. The violation was still there. And, perhaps if somebody could have just simply and quickly addressed the violation and in regards to the new development. Thank you.
Through the chair.
Just to correct you on one thing, we're not looking to give them a cheaper alternative. We're looking to avoid them having to do work that would affect the wetlands if we can do it.
Could I ask a quick question, David?
Go ahead, David.
Talked for a long time, David. I have a quick question here. I think that this violation at the pump station should be a whole different application. It's not even worded here in our application. I didn't even hear about it until David mentioned something at the last meeting. By the way, go take a look at the pump station. Didn't know where the pump station is. I think the pump station should be completely separate issue from this meeting. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That was going to be my point, and you stole my thunder.
Well, you had so much thunder already. I was like, I'm not going to put through another half hour of thunder here. Thank you.
I think this application should be split in two. Deal with the violation, let them pursue some other alternatives on this parking, and then come back. That's my thought on this.
Any comments, Bill?
Oh, I think that it's a self-imposed hardship. I mean, he leased more parking spots for trucks, and now he can't rent his building because he has no parking spaces. I maybe the solution wasn't to not rent out so much parking space?
Mhm.
I
I
don't
think
know,
we
it
need to
seems,
deal with
it
the
seems to be
violation.
self-defeating.
Right. All right, well, at this point, looks like we would continue this to December 2nd. Any other comments, Mr. Silva?
No, I mean, I would just, I'll go back to the client and talk to about if there's a possibility of, converting back some of those spaces back to, regular parking. But, uh, again, as, the town attorney, I mean, the city, engineer or the town engineer stated, the ZBA is probably not a good, avenue because it is a self-imposed hardship. There's no real hardship. But we would be, I think we should split this up into two different applications and maybe um, we can, by next meeting, we can work out how we do that.
All right, good point, John, and good point,
Yeah.
David.
One more point now. So we haven't had a plan or presentation for this other part of the application. So we should be opening up that as a new application for the first time hearing it next month, right? And so that would carry it on for another month after that. We did things properly. You think about it, Richard.
No, I agree with you. I think it's the way
Okay.
to go, so.
Okay. So we'll see another plan on the pump station
Through
mitigation.
the chair,
Go ahead, Carmine.
I'd like to go back with Mr. Silva regarding that drainage. You had mentioned that there's a pipe to the left of the building there that picks up all the catch basins and dumps it into the wetlands.
That's correct. There's a large pipe that comes from the development, the overall development here. There are two pipes. This whole area is drained through two pipes, one that crosses through this wetland, through this parking lot here and out. And then there's another one that comes on an angle through here and it zigzags and then goes right out to right in this area.
Okay, that one there by that
It's right there.
transformer, there's a catch basin, that one right there.
Correct.
That's the where I noticed that that's filled with water.
Yep.
And that's what gave me the idea that the water table is a lot higher than it's indicating. And
That's the beavers.
yeah, I understand it's the beavers, but that catch basin right now is not emptying out. It's filled.
So the what beavers do is they have a instinct to track down any kind of flowing water. So they hear any water trickling or anything moving and they dam it up. So if there's water coming out of that that outlet that comes out of this catch basin and into this waterway here, or this this wetland that used to be, used to be just a watercourse, and now it's, as you can see, it's become a pond. The beavers will dam it up. So they'll dam up pipes, they'll dam up creeks, they'll dam up anything that wherever they hear water flowing, their instinct is to make it stop making that noise.
So you're saying that there's a good chance that where that pipe empties out, they've dammed it up?
Yes.
They've either dammed up the pipe itself or
Yeah.
just downstream of it. Yes.
Is that something you can check for
Now,
our next meeting?
wouldn't that cause a problem all the way back with all the, eventually water will be coming out the catch basins?
That's correct. At some point, they will, as the town attorney stated, they won't stop doing what they're doing until this whole area is flooded.
All right, so
Okay,
as it stands, for our next meeting, you're going to do a separate application for the area where the trees were cut. Anything else from the commission that we want to see in December 2nd? All right, in that case, Greg, I need a motion for continuance to
Yes.
December 2nd. Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that application 2535, permit approval for additional 24 paved parking spaces within a regulated area at 101 Merritt Boulevard is approved for a continuance from the applicant. And the applicant will evaluate modifying this application into two separate applications, one for the parking spots and one for the violation of the tree cutting.
All right, seconded by? Okay, I see Carmine's hand up. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's unanimous.
Mr. Chairman, I'm voting against the continuance.
You are, okay. I didn't see your thing. So it's 6-4 and 1 nay. All right, motion to close old business.
So moved.
So moved and seconded by Bob. All in favor? Okay. Now, Mr. Cordone, I understand application 25-10, Emilio Ferrari has asked for continuance on both of the applications.
Yes, Mr. Mauer may want to speak to this. If you do, Bill, please jump in. But the applicant's LEP and the town's LEP worked on the scope of work, and that was finalized. Our LEP has been engaged and is working on moving forward. There's no testing or new information to present at this time. So the applicant's attorney sent an email to myself and Colleen requesting that the hearing be continued and waiving any statutory time requirements to do so. So if we could have a motion to continue those two applications to December 2nd meeting, that's, I think, what we need to do, Mr. Chairman.
All right, Bill, a question for you. When in talking to Tatiana, I wanted to make sure that our LEP oversees and guides where the holes are going to be, the test holes are going to be done. Is that part of the agreement?
I believe it is.
All right, because that was something I was very, very strong on, as I want our guy to be able to, feel that it was done, how can I say that, independently without, being guided, what I mean by the applicant. All right, so Greg, need a motion on application 25-10 for continuance.
Yep, I'd like to make a motion.
And 2511 also, Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman.
I'd like to make a motion that application 2510, which is at
2107,
which is at 6 Sycamore Street, a modification of the original 2107, and application 2511, which is at lot 321 Sycamore Street, for approval for continuance until December 2nd meeting, per the request of the applicant.
seconded by Bob Ferrigno. All in favor?
I'm not
Rich is a
I'm voting
nay.
against.
Okay, so we have 6-4 and 1 nay. right.
I'm not voting, if you remember, Rich. This is
I'm
Jeff.
sorry, you're out of this altogether because you
I'm out of
haven't
it
been
altogether.
part of it.
Don't
Yeah,
record
I'm
me.
sorry. So I
Five.
correct myself. It's
5-1.
five yays, 1 nays, and 1 abstention. All right, Greg, approval of the minutes?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the Town of Trumbull Inland Wetlands and Watercourse Commission meeting held on October 7th, 2025.
Seconded by Rich? Or do you have a question? You're doing the peace sign.
Second.
Second, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out on doing a walk for 207 Tashua and for Merritt Boulevard. Let's see, I don't have my calendar real handy. Let's see, what are we looking at? What date is Thanksgiving?
It's Thursday, the 27th.
27th, okay. I don't know, people travel that week. You know, should we do something on the 22nd, 23rd? What are your thoughts, Bill? Because normally I ask Tatiana. I have no idea if she's away, if John's away, you know.
The 24th is a Monday.
So 24th, you think?
I would think so.
All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll do 24th. We'll meet at 207 Tashua at 3, or actually 2:30 because it's starting to get dark earlier. And that would be for application 25-31 and 25-35. And on that one, we will make sure we include the walk to the area where the trees were cut.
Through the chair,
Go ahead, Carmine.
just a thought on, since the 2nd is very close to Thanksgiving, about postponing that meeting to the 9th and then have the walk the week of the 1st.
We can't postpone it. It's already been noticed.
Yeah,
That one, no, that is so, I think that would, it's a real firestorm, don't you, Attorney Cordon?
Well, I mean, you have the discretion to cancel the meeting and schedule a special meeting, which is what we did this week in essence.
Right.
So you could do that, but I think it's more an issue of the staffing. Carmine, I know, what Tatiana's schedule is, and I think people are planning on a meeting on the 2nd. So to put it to another week without consulting staff might be problematic. That's my only concern.
Okay. Like I said, it was just a thought.
No, it's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Question, Richard.
Go ahead.
This is John. What would be the purpose of going back to Tashua Road again? Like, I was just there today. What would I see different if I went
He's
back?
supposed to reflag and to put up the markers for the divide the neighbor's property from his, because what happened to us, Tatiana and I went out and we pulled into the neighbor's driveway. And my God, we could barely
I
do
saw
a
that.
U-turn to back out of there. And that's when I noticed the gravel was going into the watercourse. And I looked, I couldn't find any stakes or any markers, so I don't know how close they are to that. And I don't know if they share that watercourse, or if the watercourse is strictly Mr. Pan's property. That's why I asked him if
But
he
I didn't
could.
get the impression that we were going to have the wetlands reflagged. I thought the flagging there was still flagging, and it was just a question of putting that.
Not everything is flagged. Not everything was flagged. So that's why he's going to correct it.
Well, it's not only the
That's what-
wetlands,
yeah.
but also the property line. The big issue is that property abuts the golf course. And the golf
Tashua,
course
yeah.
is operated by an enterprise fund.
Yeah.
What does that mean, an enterprise fund?
It's not operated by the town itself. It has its own.
It's leased from the town to an operator. The same thing happens with Longshore and Westport. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Attorney Cordon, they then assume all liabilities and maintenance and everything. So it kind of takes the town off the hook, right?
It's a little unique, actually. It's more that the town certainly owns the golf course and operates the golf course, and there is a golf commission, and that operates as an enterprise fund, which is more just a financial structure, but it is entirely within the control of the town of Trumbull. So, unfortunately, we still got liability with what happens over there. but the Golf Commission's finances are self-contained. They raise their funds on fees and they operate on their own fees. So tax dollars do not go to run the golf course. That is the distinction. The
So that's
swimming
why they
pool, all those other things are not part of that. It's just the golf course itself.
Fees are too steep.
What's
Okay,
that?
But they're not going to be going out there and maintaining the border. What I'm saying is, if there's going to be placards, we have a stockpile of these.
yeah, but that's way out of bounds on the right first hole we're talking about. No one even gets out there.
That's my point. Nobody maintains it.
So I don't think you need any placards way out there though in the woods.
It's not from the town side I'm concerned of. It's the applicant side.
I understand, but okay, we can talk about it next meeting.
All right, well, I've got our favorite liaison on the camera there. Anything to report from planning and zoning? Anything coming our way?
No, just the trefoil property was approved for grocery use. Select individuals will be releasing the name of the grocery store in due time. I do not know the name. And that'll be released soon. But that was approved at the planning and zoning level. And I think that it was approved unanimously. And I know this commission dealt with it numerous times, both in the commission and at court. So I think it's good that finally is done, and we can improve that property. That's I believe it was. I'm looking at the exact number. It was trefoil number 1 Trefoil Drive.
Okay, nothing else.
Planning and zoning number application 2525. If you were looking up, that would have been approved in the October meeting. But nothing else that I'm aware of that's wetlands relevant. Plum tree application is at us first. So.
Okay, nothing was said at the meeting about sowing and taking it to court. So it looks, does it look like they can start on that, Attorney Cordell?
I inquired, and I was told that we can still approve it at the P&Z level. I would defer to council, perhaps.
Which
council.
property?
1 trefoil.
That has been appealed to court. Both the wetlands decision is pending a decision from the judge. Attorney Nugent handled that appeal for the town, and the planning and zoning approval has been also appealed. So they are both in court.
Okay.
The reason I went to you is because at the commission dinner, I sat with Attorney Nugent. That's what he told me about the wetlands part. I wasn't sure what happened with P&Z, so.
It has been appealed.
Oh, well.
Mr. Cordon, do they give specific grounds for the P&Z appeal?
There's been 2 appeals. We approved it once, and now there's going to be this second appeal was just filed. On the second one, there's no grounds yet for that. I think our case is strong in both wetlands and planning and zoning, but I'm not the judge, so we'll see what happens.
All right, Colleen, is there anything else that has to come before the commission?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope, all good.
All right, sounds good. For those of you I see at the walk, I will see, and those I don't, enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Well, no, Mr. Chairman, we're all meeting on a week from today in person.
Yeah.
Nah, I decided not to. I figured,
Good to be the king.
They got good movies on that night. See, I was trying to slide it by you.
Hey, we may still.
You know, Jesus. What can I tell you?
Oh, we got a whiteboard coming out, Rich.
Yep. Did not mean to do that. Sorry, my bad.
No. So at any rate, we will see. Remember, 6 o'clock. It's at the council, but also it's going to be kind of busy. So my advice: get there at least quarter of minimum, because unless you want to make the long walk from across the street. All right.
It is 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock, not 5:30.
No, we were going to do 5:30 originally when it was a Zoom, but then we went to 6 o'clock at the town council.
Okay.
And I'm disappointed. I thought I could sneak this by Attorney Cordone, but he's just too damn sharp.
No, we've spent too much time getting this meeting set up, so yeah.
All right, see you in a
Okay.
week, gang.
Sure.
Thank you. If there be
Night.
no objection,
Night.
I move to adjourn.
Night,
Good
all.
night. Thank you all.
Good night. Thank you.